Greetings and welcome back to, well, Season 2, Episode 1 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. That's right, folks. That's how pretentious we are. I'm Douglas Smythe of PhoenixShaving.com, and to my left, I have Mr. Mantic59, Mark Harrow of TheSharpologist.com, and to his left, we have Scott Ostermill, the Clean Shaver of CleanShaver.com, or TheCleanShaver.com. So what's happening, everybody? We're back. We're doing this. Taking on the wet shaving world yet again for another year. It's good to be here. And I just, I want to say there is a giveaway happening today, folks. If you enter down below, you will see that. Actually, for those who are joining us for the first time, let me explain everything to you. So the first option you'll see down below from our menu is questions. If you have a question for any one of us, that's the best place to leave it. Because the chat box sometimes moves so fast we lose questions. So if you want us to answer a question, a special question, or any question, just leave it down there below. And then to the right of that on the menu, you'll see polls. And today, some of you already found it. Today I'm polling on synthetic knots. I want to know which one's your favorite synthetic knot out there. So, and I may have forgotten some. If you don't see an option listed, let me know and I can possibly edit that. I can edit that and add it to the poll. And lastly, you'll see offers, which is kind of misleading because it's actually a giveaway. That's right. Today you can win. That's right. The Planet 9 bundle, folks, before anyone else has it. So take your chances. So that's what's going on. That's how the Wet Shavers Roundtable works for the most part. You as our audience member are pretty much the lifeblood of the show. You are what shapes and moves this, and you bring up the topics, so on and so forth. And we start off with a few, but you guys really can make it work. You're directing the show is what it all comes down to. So that's the Wet Shavers Roundtable, the instructions in a nutshell. Now, how are you doing, Mantic?
Busy, but doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, it has been a very busy summer, I think, for everybody. I've seen you at how many meetups have we been to? It's been a lot this last year.
Three just over the past few months. Yeah.
So I was talking to someone recently, and they were like, "You should talk about why meetups are phasing out in the wet shaving world." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I've been to the most meetups I've ever been to this last year. I think it's crazy the amount that are going on."
They're more regional. They're smaller. They're the big ones. The huge organized ones are getting tougher and tougher to do.
Right. Well, those have always been a battle. You pull them off once, then people lose steam and don't try to do it again. And no one understands that more than me. But I can't believe it. I think I've gone to more meetups in 2017 than I did in 2016 or before that. So nonstop for me. I didn't know what they were talking about. Scotty, how you doing?
Doing good. Working hard. Sleeping little. But...
Working hard, hardly sleeping.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I know that well. We need to see Scott at a meetup. What's going on, Scott?
I'm constantly nailed down to stuff, so I never get a chance to get away.
I totally hear that. That's actually
one. I'm going to try and pull one together for Utah, though.
That's interesting. For some reason I wanted to go to Utah the other day. I had some reason in the back of my mind. There was something. Yeah, it's like 2%. Polygamy quarter? No. There was some other reason. I was reading something, but it was bringing me to Utah, and I've been there before. Zion National Park. Zion. I love that place. But that's what I do want to talk about is meetups, especially the Big Shave. And this year, I'm really curious to what people think and want when it comes to the Big Shave West this year, or not necessarily the Big Shave West. In fact, the Big Shave East is on, it's on my agenda. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. But that's something I'd like to do. So I'd like to cover Movember as well. Another thing that we can actually touch upon right now is the frequency of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. Call me kooky, but I was thinking bi-monthly. Does that seem more realistic than our once a week roundtables that we've been doing?
Monthly or semi-monthly.
What is it?
Bi-monthly or semi-monthly? Bi-monthly would be every 2 months. Semi-monthly would be twice a month.
Oh, okay. It's funny how that works. Yes, yeah. Semi-monthly. Semi-milk chocolate chips. Let me correct myself here. Yeah, I was thinking because the once a week thing, I just haven't had a Saturday off until recently. I hadn't had a Saturday off for 2 years, and I got kind of used to having Saturdays off. So I was thinking if we could do twice a bi-weekly. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, you're going to give me a heart attack. What do you guys? So you guys are in agreement over there in the chat room. It looks like.
Bi-weekly would be every other week. So.
No, I've been missing some of these things over here. Yes, bi-weekly.
I'm in the same boat as you, Douglas. I mean, I've found that like having my full Saturday has been really nice to be able to get things done. And my wife really liked it too. But if we can make it a bi-weekly or semi-monthly thing or whatever, then that I think frees up a little time and makes it a little easier on everybody.
Good. Okay, so we're all back in agreement then. Now someone's telling me
I'm good with it. I don't know about everybody else in the people that are watching. So.
Oh, sorry guys. I'm just checking. Steve's telling me there's an error in the giveaway. Oh, geez.
Fortnightly. There we go.
Fortnightly.
That would be that's the same as bi-weekly, but yeah.
Fortnightly. So what is a fortnight? Is that 20 days?
14 days.
14 days.
14.
Okay, a score is 20 days, right? Or
yeah.
The score is 20.
Okay. Great. So we've worked on all that. Guys, I can't figure out what's going on in the giveaway department. Shiza. But talk amongst yourselves. Scott, meet Mantic, Mantic meet Scott. Guys, what do you want to talk about today? New stuff on the horizon?
Let's see. Oh, I can say it here because I don't have to worry about him finding out. But so I'm going to be making a shaving brush for my brother-in-law for Christmas this year.
Oh, good. Then my poll will work with you.
Yeah, definitely. So I found my sister came to me. She's like, hey, he's got a brush. It's a pretty floppy, really cheap badger brush that I think somebody sent me, and I just gave it to him, and she gave it to him as a Father's Day gift. And she was like, he'd really like a nice one. I was like,
right.
Okay. She came to me asking, suggestions of where to get one, and I've been wanting to put one together for a while, and so it's like, why don't I just make him one and see if I can make it somewhat nice? She's like, yeah, that'd be great. So I've got a limb off of a walnut tree that's out in our backyard, and I've cut a nice section off of it. I'm going to work it down, doing the Rod George style off of a drill press because I don't have a lathe.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's
chuck it up into a drill press and sand it down and work it. So
that is really cool. I'm amazed by how he does that. It just seems so. Yeah. It's not intuitive to me.
Right. It's pretty cool. So we'll see how it works.
But how does it's not as safe at the end of the day.
No, definitely not as safe.
Yeah, unless you're mounting the bottom piece on something that spins like a bearing and it locks in there.
Yeah. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to the bottom plate on it is adjustable, right? So I can bring the plate up to almost touching it, and I've rigged up a bit chuck that I can drill down into the wood, and so it's really pretty secure, but it's not mounted at both sides like a regular lathe would be, right? So, and I'm only going to be using sandpaper on it, like aggressive sandpaper to really work it down, and maybe lightly go at it with a file or something like that. But I'm not going to be using regular lathe tools because that's way too aggressive. Yeah,
no, but that's really cool. I'm glad you're doing that. Make sure you wear protective gear though when you're.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. That is really cool, Scott. What are you up to, Mantic, this holiday season?
I've been kind of pulling together, getting ready for my Sharpologist annual holiday gift guide. So I've been pulling together stuff for that, and I've just been kind of reviewing the year and looking at some metrics and statistics about kind of the niche in general.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seeing where everybody is, and it really looks like 2017 has been actually a plateau for many websites related to wet shaving. The previous 5 years, a dramatic uptrend as far as things like growth and page views and interest and things like that. Then suddenly in 2017, everything went sideways for a lot of websites that I've looked at, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's, there are plateaus all the time and consolidations all the time. I am mildly worried about another bubble bursting with all the vendors, all the artisans, I guess I should say, that are making shaving soaps. I mean, I think everybody will admit there's a glut out there. And I kind of have a hard time seeing how that number can be sustained for any length of time. No. So I'm thinking 2018 may see some challenges for a lot of the smaller artisans and even some of the bigger ones, as the business kind of moves away from less niche and more of a business sector kind of thing. Hard to explain in terms I can really
express to us right now.
Yeah, but I think next year is going to be a really interesting year for the wet shaving niche, both with new products coming out and probably some consolidations of older products.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's stupid right now. I look on Instagram or Facebook. I don't recognize half the artisans out there now, and they all look the same to me after a while. It's just a bunch of like Me Too's, and it's like, we don't need any more. Like, find something else. Nothing against them. I mean, by all means, I mean, you're welcome to join us. But I mean, it's just, why? It must be just for the fun of it, because I mean, you're not going to make any money off it now.
There are only so many ways to have patchouli shave soap.
Yes, there's only ways to skin a cat at the end of the day, and it's like, so. But
there should be 0 ways to have a patchouli base.
Oh, don't be a hater, Scott.
No, patchouli's not bad when it's done right. But this last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, at work I work for a franchisor, and we had a new. He was getting some training for his franchise, and every time he walked past my office, just like, patchouli. Like, and the guy is like really nice guy. He has a alpaca farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
those are fun.
Alpaca-based soaps.
Yeah, alpaca tallow. Alpaca tallow.
Alpaca bile.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
No, I was thinking like Douglas was saying, alpaca fat.
Yeah.
Fat. There we go. That's better.
Alpaca tallow.
That's how we're going to survive 2018. Is become, just milking these new animals.
There you go. No, he did show me like a beanie that he made for himself. That, oh my gosh, that thing was soft. I want one now. Amazing.
I saw a video of one chasing some guy around his yard, like Fran was playing to the other day. Like, it was hysterical. They spring like they're cartoons, like dung, dung.
Like Pepe Le Pew.
Like Pepe Le Pew. Come back to me. I am your friend. Someone's talking to me on Facebook.
Ooh, alpaca hair brushes. That's interesting. Although it's a curly hair, so I don't think it would work.
Oh. That's Matt Basarsik.
Oh, is he in here?
No.
Whoever's Cobra, behold my skunk hairbrush. There actually have been people who have made knots that look like it's a skunk's tail.
Yeah. Rodrigo over in the HitCam forum, he was the first guy I saw do that, but he cut a knot in half, to a black one and a white one. No, he pied them, cut in 2 ways or 4 ways, and it was pretty cool.
It looks cool. I'm sure it performs just fine, but it's like, never thought I would see that.
No, well, actually, now that I've seen those fluorescent colored clown hair knots, nothing surprises me when it comes to knots. Have you seen those? The orange, bright orange, the green, like it's the creepiest things.
The ones that people use for like sports teams and stuff like that.
Now they're doing that. Okay. I think Matt's talking to me. He might swing on through, which is kind of cool because we can pick his brain about his new razor.
I got to try the prototype for it, and
Yeah, I did too.
really liked it.
I did too, actually. It was a very smooth shave.
Yep.
And it's
I
come a long way.
just picked up one of the Ambassador adjustables, and it's very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I picked up one of the production ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's come a long
Very
way.
nice, right?
Like the one I tried, I think was like maybe a generation or two out, but even then, it was great weight, classic weight, and feel to it. The knurling is just it's perfect. It's really a good in the hand feel type razor. So I'm just
I got
looking
to
at
try it just after. Let's see, it would have been Big Shave West 2, Big Shave West 2016.
Yeah, he's had it for a long time. He's
Like
in,
that.
okay. I don't know if Matt's here or not, but you guys see Matt in the. Okay, guys, here just a little announcement on the giveaway. For some reason, it had to be something. The giveaway's not working, so I'm just gonna go. If you want to enter the giveaway, just say I'm in the comments to the right. Ronnie was the
That's a
first
good way to
one.
go.
Yeah, there you go. And I'll just scroll down after the fact and count you guys and use a random number generator. And okay, look at that.
Cool.
I'll announce it on
Good question,
Facebook after the fact, guys. I'm sorry. Go on, Scott.
I was just saying some good questions in the question section here.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Take them, Scott.
Question for Douglas.
Multitasking.
Well, okay, if you're multitasking, then we'll cover a different one.
Read it
It's
to me.
directed at you, so we'll give you a minute. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Take the next question. Then.
Any new SE shavers coming out? So single edge. Douglas, you're working on the gem style single edge, right?
Yeah, when I said I was multitasking just now, I'm actually working on the new SE right over here to my left. It'll be done by the end of the show, I swear. Yeah, no, we are doing it it's still, we're waiting to get it back from the machinist for the second time. The first batch we got back was not up to snuff, had us in the back, getting them redone. After we get them in, I have to go through it again, quality control, and then ship them out to be anodized, and then they'll be done. So they're still a little while. I just hate having other people do stuff for me. Like I really can't stand depending on other folks. It takes them forever. But yeah, so that's it for me. As for other companies, Mantic, who do you know?
Blackland.
Yeah.
Blackland Razors just had their version 2 single edge drop. And today, I think the Saber, the number 2 plate is a little more aggressive.
Oh, cool.
I got to try the first version of it and absolutely loved it. It's a fantastic razor. Really, really like it.
What's the difference between the versions, Scott?
I think it's primarily just blade gap. The first one is very like if you look at a.
Okay, so it's the base plate. Is it the bottom plate that's different?
Yeah, it's just the base plate that's different. So
Now, are you talking about the Occam's razor still?
no, this is the
Blackland?
Blackland.
Oh, the
Saber.
Blackland. Okay.
Yeah, so if you take like a gem G bar, you guys are familiar with that, and a micromatic. This is an open comb, but like a regular gem micromatic. The blade gap between these there's a big difference. I'd probably put the aggressiveness somewhere between the two. It's more on the mild side, but still very efficient, and really, really like it. To my understanding, it's the version 2 is just a little bit more aggressive feeling. So
That makes sense.
for people that like a little more blade feel.
Okay, so we got Blackland. Who else is releasing one?
Occam's or blade or
Classic shaving.
classic shaving. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, okay, so Luke is going to be doing
Yeah. Of course, the Asylum is being tweaked.
Yep.
it.
There's a what's it called? Broman's.
Roman.
That's on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a Kickstarter.
There's a Kickstarter going for it right
Actually,
now.
it's an
that is
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, and it's not a true SE. It uses a half blade, but
Oh, right.
but it uses that
Wait, which company is that?
Broman's.
That's not
The-
the Spanish one, is it? What's the
No.
one from Spain?
No, you're
No.
thinking of the Italian one, the Focus
Italian.
Dynamic.
Focus, right.
I haven't heard of that one, but
I've got one.
Yeah,
I'll
I
yeah.
just
see if I can grab it.
rub it in, man. Just rub it in. Just kidding.
yeah, to me, the half DE blade just makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, from a cost
For a
standpoint,
Chevette?
I guess it can make sense, but
For a Chevette, maybe, but I mean, like,
maybe.
just put it in a DE blade.
Right.
I mean, what's the point? And what I saw of those folks, because Aaron picked one up, of Frugal Shaves, and just looking at it, to me, the pivoting mechanism seems to be going the wrong way. I feel like it should be going, let's see. So it should be pushing in. It seems to be pushing up on that, or it's the exact opposite of what you would expect it to be. Like it's already like pre-pivoted. The focus. Watch, if Mantic has it. Yeah, there you go. Whoops.
I can't see
Hold
him.
on. Messed up my microphone here. Hold on.
Can everybody else see Mantic? I can't see him right now.
Oh, I see him.
Okay.
That's weird. He hit his mic and now Scott's blind.
Well, no, I've been off. His part has been off for a little while, so.
Okay, so see that? To me,
As long as
that
everybody else can see him.
see to me the pivot action's going the wrong way. So you get it when you like going down. You know what I'm saying, Scott? Like engineering wise? Oh.
Sorry.
I swear he has the razor in his hand. But yeah,
Okay.
What did you think of it, Mantic?
I like the grip. It's a decent shave. It's a consistent shave because of the pivot. The razor, the blade loading is really its downfall here. You have to slide it. Let's see if I can do this right. You have to slide it
Oh.
and then pop it off like this.
Oh, it's like, okay, that's interesting.
And it can be
Yeah,
it can be very, very finicky to get back on.
and dangerous, like slice open your thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to Scott before you got back on, Mantic, is to me using half a DE blade just makes no sense to me when you can just use a whole one in a
Well,
DE.
the thing with using a hat with I think the one of the I can't get this. One of the attractions to an SE in general is that they do lend themselves to a pivot. And personally, I think that's one of the very few good things that came out of modern razors was a pivot, because you can get a more consistent shave with a little less attention.
Sure.
Then becomes the problem with blade loading. The old gems were dead easy to load, and now the
Actually, yeah,
clones that are the artisans are coming out with can't replicate that easy loading mechanism. So really the easiest loading SE that I've seen so far is the one blade, and really just the one blade Genesis, the stainless steel version. Their plastic version, because of the way the plastic is a little more difficult to load too. Now apparently they're tweaking the head again to allow for an easier load, but it's sort of the double-edged sword of if you pardon the pun of single-edge razors, that they lend themselves to more engineering options, but at the same time they are more difficult to load with a blade.
yes.
Now Occam's apparently has at least some way around that, and of course the supply injector razor uses injector blades, so that's much easier. But a lot of the other razors that take, like the Feather Pro or a Kai blade or a Gem blade or things like that, have a little more challenge associated.
Yeah. No, you actually changed my mind in just a matter of seconds. Now I suddenly get it. It's the pivoting action that makes it different. And plus, you'll have more options if you use a half a DE blade, whereas with the other ones, you don't have that many options. So, okay.
Now I've seen the Broman video where they load a blade, and it seems to work pretty well. But of course, we won't know until they're actually in production.
No, that is interesting.
Well, and for me, like, you bring up a good point, Mantic, that the easiest loading Etsy right now is probably the one blade. But as far as like the machine stainless steel ones that are like 2-3 pieces is all. I really like the black ones. How they just fit the threads down through the middle of the blade, and it's spliced off on 2 sides, but it's threaded on the other 2 sides. So it makes it really, really nice and easy to just like a DE razor would be, like a 3-piece DE, and puts it together really nicely.
So wait, what is this, Scott?
The Black Wind Razor Saber. I don't have it on me. I linked it out to a couple friends.
And it's a single edge?
Yeah, it's a single edge. It's a gem single edge, but it pieces together like a traditional 3-piece DE.
So like mine, like my single edge.
Yeah, a little different, but yeah.
Okay, because that's the same thing too, 3-piece.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What are you guys saying on the side there? By the way, Matt should be joining us shortly. I just sent him an invite. But
Looks like Mantic might be coming back for me.
hey, Jay. Hey, Lauren. Lauren, thank you. Oh, Movember. Thank you for the Movember donation the other day, Lauren. And that's what I want to bring up real quick, guys. If you, if you'd like to help us out with the cause, I beg you to come visit us over at the Team HitGam, the Movember team HitGam, htgam.com. And you can help us raise some funds this year, much needed funds for male health. This is our 4th year doing it. I think we've already raised over 2,000 at this point.
Great.
Yeah, I could be making that up. I have trouble reading these things sometimes, but I could be right on. We're definitely over 1,000. I know that much. So, and it's what? How many days in are we? 4 days in?
4.
Yeah. So it's looking like it's going to be a great month. Last year we beat the year before. I think we raised 3,000 something. At least our team did. We also have a Canadian team too. I should mention, if you're in Canada watching this, go to hitgam-a-team.com. It's the A team. If you were in Canada and would like to participate. But yeah, both tips and Vine, I think we raised over $6,000.
Right.
What's that?
That's -A, like as in EH.
A. Yeah. Take off, you hoser. Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to bring that up and remind you guys. And we'll take anything from $1 to $1,500. Whatever you want to donate, whatever you feel comfortable donating, please do, because it's for a good cause. And I mean, look at me. I'm all fuzzy right now. I'm doing it for you, America. And Fran, she really likes beers. But go on. I'm sorry, guys. Matt, where are you? I wanted to really pull Matt in here to talk about his razor a little. Now, did I hear? Okay, so Rocknell, they're also doing a single edge, right?
I haven't looked.
Okay, no, I thought I heard that from someone. And then Chiselface is supposed to have a single edge out. They don't already have it out, do they?
Who?
Chiselface?
That's first I've heard of that.
Really? They were the first one to announce it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I seem to remember seeing some mock-ups of it, like some
Yeah.
3D.
No one announced it that they were doing single edges, and then Chiselface was like, "I don't think anyone else is doing this, but here's our 3D drawing of it." And then suddenly the next week, everyone's like, "Well, by the way, we're doing one too."
I haven't seen anything since then. That's been months. So
I've just opened up a tab to their site to take a look.
Chad's talking about the Rocknell SE50, which is here. It doesn't use a gem blade, though.
Okay. No, that's not what I was thinking of. Okay. No, I skim through forums sometimes, and I just pick up bits and pieces of things, and I must have misread that then.
That's just one of the slides.
Show me that, Scott.
So this is the SE50. Uses the Feather Artist style blades, but the head just slides.
So we got another slider there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you slide it in with the blade there, and then you have a threaded piece down underneath that will put pressure onto the top of the plate here, thus pinning down the blade.
How do you like that?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was a little too much work to load the blade.
think
it's a little too iffy. It's really heavy too.
right. Well, there's a lot of demand for that out there. I know. I'm pretty sure they got voted like #1 on Reddit. Am I crazy there on one of the Reddit forums? #1 razor of 2016 or something like that. What do you guys have to say about that out there in the audience?
Let's see. Yeah, and I'm with Andrew. Like, I'm not a big fan of the feather artist style blades. For me, especially since I shave my head a lot, the wide blade is just kind of a waste to me. But
Yeah.
I much prefer a DE width or a gem width, something like that. So
Now, do you consciously, when you're shaving your head, Scott, like focus on one, like on Monday, you focus on one side of the blade, and on Tuesday, you focus on the other side, so you're getting equal usage out of the blade? Well, looky here. We got Matt Pisarcik with us. Finally.
how's it going, Matt?
And his microphone's not working.
Can't hear you.
I didn't realize I was mirrored until that thing came on. So now you can see my little sign behind me.
Oh, yeah. Where'd you get that, Mantic? Did you print that up?
No, actually, that came from
What's his name?
St. James of London.
That's right. I saw those. He's got the tin signs too. That is funny. They read it.
Nope, can't hear you, Matt. Shoot.
No, it's true. Actually,
Hi, Logan. Again.
Fail, Matt. Fail. Can you hear us? How do I sound? Better than you do right now. Wow, this is the quietest I've ever heard Matt Pisarcik.
Right?
Matt, we want you to do illustrations for us. Yeah. Matt, fix your mic and come back. Is there any fixing of the mic? There is. Okay. Okay, so he's inside. Meanwhile,
Let's see. Oh, he's on his dad's laptop. That's why.
Yeah, if he takes the headphones off, there'll be an audio loop.
Yeah, the laptop might not have the audio in through your headphones. That might be the issue.
There's nothing wrong with the tech here. It's us.
All right.
So what other new things do we have looked at? I mean, there's a lot coming out this fall, really, in the scent department and every department, I think. There's some pomades, too. I think there's some Barrister Man's releasing a pomade now.
They've been much into pomade.
No, there was a new trend. I can't remember what it was. I was thinking of it the other day, though. I was like, this is new. This is, last year or last semester, we'll say, was single edge. And now everyone's looking towards, I can't remember what it was. I was having this conversation with somebody. It's not pomade. It's deodorants. Everyone's doing a deodorant now, I'm noticing.
Beard oils. Christian was just mentioning.
Beard oils, 'tis the season for beard oils. I mean, it's November. I mean, you can talk all you want about how there's so many new artisans popping up every day, but beard oil, everyone and their grandmother makes a beard oil. I mean, it's ridiculous because it's so bloody easy. In fact, if you're watching this right now and you have a beard and you're considering buying a beard oil, just make your own.
Right.
It's really super easy to do. I mean, sweet almond oil, maybe some refined sesame oil, and if you want a scent, add some essential oils. Yeah. But and another tip too for you participants of No Shave November, if you do use a beard oil, I find it best to use it at night, like while you're watching TV before you go to bed, rather than during the day. Because I got guys walking by me on the streets, all these greasy beard. It looks like they're living on the streets. They put in the beard oil during the day and it's just shiny. The sun's bouncing off. It just looks gross. It looks really gross. Yeah. So use it at night while you're sleeping for a conditioning action to happen. just apply it when you're watching TV, just so it's a little bit of time to absorb before you hit the pillow, because it'll stain your pillow too.
Yeah.
I'm getting mad. He's having a breakdown in the lower corner. Is he frozen on yours? Oh, sad face.
Funny. Jason's got a point. He's noticed a lot more people trying eau de parfums and eau de toilettes.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. It's EDTs.
Yeah.
This semester has been all about EDTs.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mother. It's just funny how that works.
Yeah, it's a little interesting that people are a lot more into the fragrance than.
It's an evolution.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much better shaving soap can get. You know, I feel like a lot of artisans have really brought up their game to where it's very, very high performance. I don't know how much better it can really get. Granted, I don't know, but I think maybe they're trying to move over into focusing on a different aspect of it, is with fragrances.
Well, it's probably just trying to gain a new audience. Now that the wet shaving audience is oversaturated, the niche frag indie market, they're making a killing. I mean, I noticed this years ago. They were selling 2-ounce bottles of EDT or cologne for $100, $150. I was at the Q Brothers looking at some of these prices. I was like, man, I got into the wrong gig here. Like,
right.
I can't believe it. But I wasn't about to start doing it then. But now, so I think that's what it is. So as the market becomes more saturated, the artisan market, you'll see these new heads, or they'll be doing pomades now. They'll be, just trying to reach out to these other markets maybe. I'm just thinking of this now as I'm talking. I haven't given this much thought, but that could be it right there. Look at poor Matt.
I know, he looks so disappointed.
Yeah. I'm used to that look.
Okay, if there's anything we want to say without Matt being able to retaliate, right now is the time.
I prepared a list, actually. I'll turn his audio on now. No, I don't have his audio on.
Mantic, go ahead and say what you were really thinking about his razor.
Actually, I really like the razor. I told him, as a matter of fact, I really like the razor, except for one thing. The little red dot on the dial is too small. I can't hardly see it.
What do you have to say about that, Matt?
Come on.
Size matters, Matt. Nothing. He's got nothing.
I would make a tall joke about him, but hey, I won't go there. I'm the clean shaver. Yeah, good one, Taylor. He didn't notice from all the way up there.
It's the bacon cigar. Don't mind the. Okay, I'm trying to read these. Okay, so back to the questions, guys. I'm trying to stay on course here. Got a lot going on. Matt's really distracted all of us here. Teach everyone how to use your new atomic ray. Oh, okay. So Andrew's, in fact, as we speak of pomades, Andrew is asking me to teach everyone how to use my new Atomic Age Bay Rum wax-based pomade. That's super simple, guys. In fact, if you're into the pomade world, there are some wax-based pomades out there. This is the same base I created probably about 4 years ago for the CAD pomade. It's harder than a water-based pomade. And what you do is you bulldoze it with your nails, just rub it across the top and scrape it off, and then you just emulsify it in your hands, and then just use it like that. But it's all about getting
with the warmth of your hands.
Yeah, just with the warmth of your hands, and then just work it through like that. You can scrape it off with the back of your thumb too, or you can use a hair dryer. But it's not a big deal. So there's your lesson. Am I reading these questions out of chronological order? Okay. So,
Chinese food or pizza? That's another question.
Chinese food. Chinese food.
Pizza.
Thai food.
Thai food. Thai fighter.
Love Thai food.
Okay. Steve, the Daily Shaver from Down Under, is asking, how can we grow traditional wet shaving so it's a higher profile?
I think it's getting there. I think people are a lot of guys are getting into it where they're tired of overpaying for their razors. And
well, that's the thing. As we talk about how there's more and more artisans coming out of the woodwork, read the About Us page. It's always the same story. And it's that story. I was sick of, and then my wife and I decided to, and it's the same story every time. It's amazing. So, sorry, I just had to mention that because it's something I noticed. But yeah, I think it is getting more popular. I mean, more people.
Oddly enough, that's the same story on my business website and has nothing to do with shaving.
Is it the same story? Yeah. You should do it anyways.
Yeah, right.
But no, I think it is becoming more popular. I don't know if it's really up to us at some point. I think it's just you can try to help it along, but I think it's on its own trajectory that we may or may not have anything to do with. I don't know. What do you think, Mantic?
It's a matter of taking advantage of the opportunities as they come along. For example, I subscribe to a service called Help a Reporter Out.
Oh, I do too. Yep.
And it's basically a bunch of journalists putting story ideas, story requests out there. And I subscribe. I get a daily email, and I do a search on the word shaving or the word razor, and every once in a while, something pops up, and I will jump in there and say, I can help you with that, and try to answer all the questions. I've gotten written up in Playboy. Yes, sir. Playboy, Money Magazine, several newspapers.
I just don't have the patience then, because I've been part of a Help a Reporter Out for a while, and it's like I never get any bites or anything like that. I mean, it's just I end up like responding to people that have nothing to do with shaving, just other things I'm interested in and might be able to help out with. But it's like I don't know. I never find anything.
It's once in a blue moon, but you gotta, and you may get several Help a Reporter Out emails a day.
Yeah,
but they're not necessarily duplicates. There's sometimes they add stuff in one that you don't see in the next one. That's how I found a syndicated television show called The List last year. They popped up on one Help a Reporter Out email, and that was it. That gave you a nice little video segment on their show.
Oh, no kidding. Huh. Well, there you go. So it's really, I guess
it's looking for opportunities. I mean, look for podcasts about other things, like for men.
Yeah,
and pitch them a podcast on a guest podcast on shaving, or
like the Gentleman's Scofflaw podcast.
Something you may see on a Twitter or Facebook feed. Yesterday, the actor Jeff Goldblum, who you may recognize from a number of movies, was tweeting some pictures he had done for I think it was a Esquire article. And one of the pictures was him with a double-edged razor at his bathroom, or in a bathroom set. Yeah. So I reached out to him on Twitter and said, hey, do you really use that razor? And he answered, yes, I really do. So, I mean, it's catching those opportunities as they come and kind of pouncing on them.
That's it. I'm going to mail Jeff Goldblum a soap now.
There you go. Because the picture he had of the bathroom set was he had a DE razor and a can of Barbasol.
Maybe that was a reference to Jurassic Park. Wasn't there that can of Barbasol with that?
There was.
Yeah.
Little gene things in there.
That's Jeff Goldblum, right? Jeff Goldblum.
Okay,
yeah. He actually had a summer cottage near where I grew up. He used to come into the bookstore I worked at. I never was there when he came in, but I was there one time when Geraldo Rivera came in. That wasn't that interesting. But
was he looking for your hidden vault?
No, he was not. He was great though. He had the hat on, the sunglasses. Totally Geraldo. He knows, right away. But no.
How did it go with the? What's his name? Campbell.
Joe Camel.
No, Campbell. The guy from Night of the Living Dead.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
I just saw him.
Yeah, how did it go with him? Did you get a chance to give him the soap and stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's a really great question. Well, it turns out that my ticket wasn't the ticket where I could actually meet Bruce Campbell. But Marissa's ticket was. So she got in early. So I ended up giving her a bag of the soap and the splash, and a handwritten note too. Saying, "Hey, I'm a huge fan. I would love to get you on the show at any capacity, just a voiceover or whatnot, whatever you can do. Just something." I wasn't pushy at all, but I was just like, just a fan, and made this for you. So have yet to hear back from him, but he's on a book tour right now. I mean, that's it's going to be exhausting, and I'm sure I'm probably one in a million that write him and whatnot. So hopefully, something will come out of it. At least maybe I'll make it into one of his books. Have you ever read any of his books?
No.
Okay, where he talks about like typically his book tours and whatnot, and different fans, what they've given him or whatnot. Just different like weird stories. And I think this one's pretty weird. So we'll see what comes of that. But I would love to, just talk to him for a second on the phone or whatnot. But we'll see. But yeah, Bruce Campbell, it was awesome, guys. Okay, what's going on over here? Yeah, it needs PA intervention. I'm sorry. So let me get back to these questions. End answering. But yeah, no, getting wet shaving out there, it's happening. It's definitely happening.
Yeah.
We're getting closer. And actually, I can't mention that. I know something about a reality show. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Geez, I'm getting a lot of these. Consider creating a scent journal.
Why can't you say anything about it?
Because I don't know if it's going to pan out yet, and I don't know if I can. It's
non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. I didn't sign anything, but I don't want to lose a friendship over this.
Gotcha.
Comprehensive group of pros that carry over a scent from start to finish for the gentleman's morning routine. Start with a shampoo, finish with. Do you understand that question, Scott?
I think he's just asking if you've ever considered putting together like a whole line. And I think you have, haven't you? Like you did the club guy.
People are always asking me to put together a line of stuff. It's like, guys, I've been putting together lines for 5 years.
Yeah.
Shampoo. I actually did a shampoo conditioner. Now I just do a shampoo conditioner puck. But deodorants, aftershave. I even did powders back in the day.
But only a few cents. I think you've got one. You had one for Cat, one for Club Guy.
Most of my stuff have a lot. I mean, I do probably like 20 different deodorants right now. Aftershave bombs, matching aftershave bombs, shampoo pucks. I do a bunch of them that match our scents. Yes, I did 2 soap trilogies, Andrew. Oh, okay. So he's explaining it to me. So if you got me thinking, carrying.
One line with complementing scent to lead to a finish. So like a line that builds on itself.
Oh,
if maybe I'm understanding that correctly.
Okay, with complementing scents. Well, I did that with Fou Fougere and Dirt. Those were both supposed to be used together. And then the Agartha trilogy, all 3 subcomponents of that trilogy, each can be used with each other, or the soap can be used with the other one's aftershave. Or, they all complement each other. So you can mix and match like that.
Right.
I think that's what you're saying.
I'm not sure. But
it was great when Fou Fougere, when I created that, the Fou Fougere and Dirt, no one got it. Everyone kept going, yeah, but can you make a matching aftershave for Dirt? I was like, well, that's just a part of the scent I'm going for. You need to use the soap and then this splash. The Dirt is it's the floor of the forest. Fou Fougere are the trees and everything else up there. Yeah, but can I just get it's like, no. Everyone got so used to matching and pairing everything.
It was Brent, wasn't it? I'm just kidding.
Fou Fougere, Jason, not F.U. Fougere. Though that's implied. Because I think Fou Fougere just sounds for French.
Or like an Englishman with a stutter.
That's true. Or
Jerry.
Vacationing in France.
Yep.
There's a lot going on here.
I would like to mention very briefly, Christian earlier up in the chat box was talking about the market, the wet shaving market. That reminded me that I did see a PR announcement for a report on the worldwide shaving market for only $4,000. So Needless to say, if anyone wants to kick in to help buy that, I'd be interested. But I'm sure not going to buy it on my own.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
We could we could do a GoFundMe. Have you seen that meme with the little boys like, please, sir, please defund my, refund my, no, I'm sorry. Please GoFundMe again or something like that. It's unbelievable how much shaving stuff is happening on GoFundMe now or those other sites. Like it's something, but they're always razors. Have you noticed that? It's always a razor. I've seen a lot of really cool designs that I don't know if they're doing anything with it or not. They didn't raise enough. Like, what happened to the design? Like, they pitch it to someone else. But there's some interesting designs out there. But
then there's some people taking the easy way out with just basically fund my handle. You know, here's this wooden handle. It's like no.
Yeah. Or pay my electric bill.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple of those.
Really?
Yeah. I think it can be.
Did he finally get his bottle of black belt?
It broke in shipping. He never got it.
I remember.
Yeah, that's the last I heard about it. But yeah, no, Stefan's got a whole bunch of a lot of really cool stuff coming up this year as well. He's always working. Yeah, he's a whole different animal. I absolutely love what Holy Black does and what they bring. They really bring something different, and it's.
I was surprised when they worked together with. I'm blanking with them now. The Greenbrier.
Kazi and
Caswell Massey.
Yeah, Caswell Massey. Yeah.
I mean that was a coup.
That was really it was something else. Nicholas were you at the New York meetup, Mark?
No.
Okay, so I met him, the from Caswell that he was working with, that Stefan was working with. A really cool dude. He was actually at Pastors with us too, and we were just talking shop all night. It was really cool, and that was a shocker too. It was really a very interesting collaboration there. That's the oldest perfumer in the country. They made George Washington's aftershave. I mean, like, it doesn't get much older than that. Everybody's. John Kennedy, they made one for. I mean, they've been a bunch of signature scents back in the day, but their archives are still intact. And he said he'd open them up for me if I wanted to check them out sometime. And it's like, yeah, I really would like, I mean, I don't know what recipes I'll end up my shirt as I'm walking. Okay, everything's cool. Thanks for the key. But yeah, that was really, really interesting talking to that guy. And a great collaboration. See, the collaboration like that is good, is really good because it's mutually beneficial for both parties involved. Right. Typically, I've done in the past anyway some collaborations that's like really don't do anything for me, and it just end up becoming more of a hassle than like anything, it sucks. So I don't think we're gonna see many.
Yeah.
I just don't have time.
A little tough.
So that's. It would have to be the right situation, Joseph, to make that happen. It's just every year we get busier and busier, and we have more and more moving parts. And how am I looking on Kiss Metrics, Mark? Was I looking good? My trajectory?
Actually, my recollection is you were about like everybody else.
Yeah,
you're kind of going sideways.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. Well, I don't wish it was like that because it's not like that. It's amazing how much busier we've gotten. But that's going to happen too, only because
just remember though, Kiss the Kiss Metrics things. All that really shows is web traffic kinds of things. It doesn't show purchases or volume or anything like that. I mean, you could have the same number of visits per month, for example. But selling more,
and that's a good point, and that's exactly what's going on. Because you'll see these bigger lines I have. People are picking up the entire line as opposed to just the soap and aftershave, like you would see somewhere else. Which is it's just gotten crazy, absolutely crazy. And that said, crazy. Big Shave West. What I've been thinking, guys, is Big Shave East this year, only because we've done the last 3 years on the West Coast, and last year we got a little. Not necessarily backlash, but a little loud feedback about how people want it in other parts of the country, or it's not fair, and da-da-da-da. And, you could be right. I mean, we could turn this into like a traveling circus sideshow type thing and do Big Shave East, Big Shave South, Big Shave. I mean, ideally, I'd like to do that. It's just, can we do that? So I've been talking to people in Manhattan and people in Florida. So it's if Big Shave East were to happen, it would be one place or the other. I'm leaning more towards Florida at this point, at least for this year, and maybe we'll do Manhattan like in 2019, 2000, whatever. I mean, it'll eventually happen there, but I'm just kind of going for that beach vibe still, and I think Florida will. Well, it's Florida. I mean, plus there's more to do for the family, and it's cheaper to a certain extent. It's still Florida, but so that's what I'm thinking, and I'm trying. You know, we've talked about it. It's in the talks right now. As I enter the holiday season, though, and everyone else does, it's a little bit harder to work on these things. But there is talk of that, and less talk about Big Shave West. So Big Shave East looks like it's going to happen, if it does happen, and it will happen. I mean, something's got to happen. It's just this year, I'm all alone on this. Granted, that I will have put together a good team. This guys from the South Florida Wet Shavers group are just fantastic.
A lot of help.
Yeah, and high energy, and I know they'll get it done or help me get it done, and so I feel pretty comfortable saying it's going to be Big Shave East this year. But I don't know. I mean,
there you go. Ian says Big Shave Vegas. There you go.
There
we go.
And I was really thinking that too. And then after the crap that just went down in Vegas a month ago, I was like, well, maybe Vegas is not. I don't want to. I mean, I love wet shaving, but that's not the way I want to go down, guys. At Big Shave Vegas.
Yeah.
No,
Vegas does usually have cheap flights.
What's that?
I said, of course, Vegas usually does have pretty cheap flights. So
that's true. Well, yeah, and it's only 6 hours away from me. It's the same distance as California, the Big Shave West. But yeah, no, we have talked about Vegas many times. I just I don't have any people on the ground there really. I need people on the ground where I want to be there when I can and find know these places, and it's just too difficult to travel back and forth. So back to some other questions here. We got to wrap this up, guys. We're coming to an end here. Chinese. I love the Chinese food or pizza. So, did you guys go for Chinese or pizza? And sushi is Japanese, Joseph. Okay.
I would go Chinese food probably, but though I do love good pizza.
I did Chinese last night. Okay, so let's see. So looking at our poll right now, it looks like okay. Joseph Abitano is going to be stoked about this. It looks like his silver tip was soft. Guys, before you check out, before you say goodbye, if you haven't done the poll yet, I'd be really interested to know what's your – oh, there we go. I see it moving now. What's your favorite synthetic knot? Only because I'm about to put out a 24 millimeter. And, I will go for the Plaisance style knot. I absolutely love that knot. I love it. But I want to know what you guys love, the majority of you, rather than what I love. So if I can deliver on that, I'd like to. So that's where this poll comes in. Yeah, it's going up and down. That's funny. Are you guys taking away from the Plaisance? I don't know what the Black Wolf is. What is the Black Wolf?
That's from Wolf Whiskers.
Oh, okay. Now, is it just the same black knot that everyone's using and everyone has a different name for? Or that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what knot they're talking about because everyone that gets it names it something else. And
I thought the black one was from Envy Shave.
Right. Nathan had a black one. So did Luke. Yeah. Remember, Luke Webster had the all black brush.
Yep.
Blades Grim brush. Yeah.
But I think the actual hair on that was the standard that standard synthetic he always had just dyed black. I don't think it was the black. I could be wrong, but my understanding was it was just the black. It was just a different color.
Okay. And someone's saying right here, Nathan got his from Wolf. So whenever I read gut,
Black Wolf is a fan style tuxedo.
What's that, Scott?
It's a fan style tuxedo.
Fan style tuxedo. Okay. And Peter Wolf introduced together at the same time.
There you go.
Ostrich. Great. Okay. Well, this is going to be very helpful. Now, guys, again, I'm going to go back to, if you want to enter in the giveaway or to be entered in the giveaway, just put I'm in. If you haven't already, put I'm in Okay. If you already have, please don't do that again because I got to count all these after the fact. But it's the end of the hour, folks. We did it once more. The Wet Shavers round, as crazy and maddening as it was. I think we found our groove towards the end there. But there's just so much to say. We're all excited to be back here. But thank you for joining us. And I'm not going to say we'll be back next week, but we will be back another time this month in 2 weeks. Is that what you're saying, Scott?
Yeah.
So bi-weekly?
Yep.
We're all learning a lot here today, folks. Mainly me. But yeah, we're turning this into a bi-weekly event right now. And if there's anything you guys would like us to talk about or people you'd like to see on the show, whatnot, feel free to PM me or email me anytime. Any one of us, really, and we can possibly make that happen. Except for Gio. We just can't get Gio on the show. He's just
too busy.
Yeah, his people will not get – he's got gatekeepers all around him. So I got that going on. But thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you not next week, but the week after. We're bi-weekly now. Take care, folks. Ciao.